The Delaware State basketball semifinals featured a nail-biting one-point game between Smyrna and the Salesianum boys basketball teams. Although certainly not the finish that Sallies wanted, it was a far better end to their season than last spring. March 13th, 2020. Governor John Carney officially orders the closure of all schools in Delaware in response to the outbreak of the novel coronavirus, bringing an abrupt end to the high school winter sports season. It would be 6 months before high school teams in Delaware would be allowed back on the playing field, at which time Salesianum, an all-boys private high school in Wilmington, decided to try out a new testing program sponsored by the state.
Dr. Pescatore from the Delaware Division of Public Health actually put out a request for any schools that were interested in piloting the rapid antigen testing point of care program.
Suzzane Mansi has been the school nurse at Salesianum since 2010. Shortly after Sallies became the first school in Delaware to officially pilot the state's new program last November, Mansi says they began using the rapid testing to proactively screen their winter sports teams.
Hold it out here, don't let this touch anything else, okay? It's just another layer for health and safety for us here in this building and to prevent cases from coming in and being spread throughout our school environment. And to date, we've been here since the end of August, and we've been in hybrid mode, and we can honestly say we haven't had any transmissions within our building.
Testing within schools is a little bit different than community-wide PCR testing. This testing, or antigen testing, looks directly for the presence of an antigen, the whole presence of the virus. Antigen testing may be more reflective of patients who are actively infected with the virus.
Non-negative.
In early February, the antigen testing was used to clear the entire boys basketball team and staff after returning from a 10-day quarantine.
We had an exposure against another team, which put us into quarantine, and we actually had a couple positive tests on our team. And
Taylor Trevisan is the head coach of Salesianum's varsity basketball team. Despite over half a dozen of their games being canceled due to COVID-19 exposure concerns, he feels it was a positive season full of unique learning opportunities for their young athletes.
How to respond to this mentally as a person, right? Like how to deal with adversity in life in general. And I think there's, as tough as it is, there's real teaching moments for all coaches and schools on just how to handle things and move on and do things the best you can with what you have.
It's definitely something out of the ordinary that we're gonna get to tell our kids someday. So it's definitely an experience. So I feel like in the long run, it's definitely gonna help all of us. We can learn how to maneuver our way through obstacles and eventually translate it into real life.
How are you? Thank you.
As the winter high school sports season comes to an end and the spring season ramps up, Dr. Rick Pescatore, Chief Physician of Delaware's Division of Public Health, says they are committed to continuing their antigen testing program, which is now being utilized by dozens of schools across the state.
We've had tremendous success across schools that are administering point-of-care antigen tests with a very low rate of false positives, false negatives, and that enables us to have a better lasso around the bull that is infection spread. And it's a truly, I think, game changer and force multiplier when it comes to stopping the spread of COVID-19 within the community.
And a game changer for high school athletes, hoping for one day some sense of normalcy again, participating in the games they love. Reporting from Wilmington, I'm Mikaelyn Austin, 22 News.